So we saw what is the deviation caused by a small prism, correct? Now what we are looking at is dispersion. See, dispersion is a phenomenon where the light splits into its constituent colors. So we all know that light is made up of 7 colors, right? Vibgyor. So basically each letter represents one color. So we have colors ranging from red to violet. Now since a prism, if you consider a prism, there is deviation, correct? And prism also disperses the light. Now what we are looking at is we have dispersion and what is the cause for the dispersion. Okay, now very important point here, the cause for dispersion is the difference in the wavelength of light, because whenever refraction happens, we all know that frequency remains the same, the speed will change, correct? Since the speed is changing here, the wavelength of the light will change. Okay, that means the red light and the violet light, since these two have different wavelengths, what we get is the speed at which they move in the refractive medium will be different. Okay, since there is change in the wavelength, the deviation will also change. Okay, so since there is difference in the deviation, the light ray will split into its constituent colors. Okay, so because of the change in wavelength, we have dispersion. Alright, now we need to have a mathematical formula like anything else. Now there was a scientist called Cauchy. He formulated a law meaning just by seeing how the dispersion happens, he formulated it. So what he gave was mu is equal to A plus B by lambda square plus C by lambda to the power of 4. Okay, so this was the expression for the refractive index of the medium given in terms of wavelength of the light. So what we can confirm from this is lesser the wavelength of the light, then more will be the dispersion. Okay, again I am repeating, smaller the wavelength, greater is the dispersion. Now this is the reason why violet disperses the maximum and red disperses the minimum. Okay, now what you guys can see in the figure here, see the deviation caused by the prism for violet light and red light. Okay, now since we are talking about deviation here, now let's confirm how mu and delta are related. The last formula was what? Delta is equal to A into mu minus 1, correct? So we have mu v greater than mu r by Cauchy's formula. So we have delta v greater than delta r. So violet light deviates the maximum and red light deviates the minimum. Okay, now from this particular experiment, you can say a lot of practical applications are there, a lot of them are there. Some of the natural phenomena also we can explain by this. Okay, all these things you guys will learn later in the videos. For now, what is dispersion and why violet light disperses the maximum compared to that of red light? These two are very important concepts now.